One time I was sick, and I prayed about it, and the Lord spoke to me that the reason for this sickness is something that you said about a man of God. Yeah. So you have to be careful. Let me tell you, an anointing you desire, right, will never come to you, okay, when you criticize it. Things you criticize go away from you, and things you admire come towards you. So once you criticize in the house of God, you have to be very careful, because you never see. I've not seen an anointed person who stays anointed who criticizes things. There are some of you say, "Oh, I don't believe this, I don't believe that, I don't believe that." One time I was talking to a man of God. I said, you find you have a fault with everybody, and so many anointed people. So now you can't receive any anointing for anyone because you have a problem with this person, with this man, with this man. The Bible was written, most of the Bible, by 3 murderers. Yes. Moses was wanted for murder in Egypt. He wrote the first few books of the Bible. David, he murdered his associate pastor and married his associate pastor's wife after the funeral. No, that's serious. And the third murderer is Paul, who supervised the killing of Stephen and was going to kill more people in Damascus when God arrested him. Most of the Bible, these 3 people, Moses, David, Paul. So if we are to follow all those things, you will not even have a Bible to read. When we quote 2 Corinthians, say, no, don't mention 2 Corinthians. I don't believe Paul. There are certain things about Paul. Don't mention 2 Corinthians. I'm not into Corinthians. I don't read his books, please. I have something here. If we say the Lord is my shepherd, please, don't mention this kind of Psalm 23s and all those psalms. I'm not into all those things. There are certain things that offend me. Somebody who can kill his associate and marry the wife and have a child and make the child the king. It's too much. It's too much. And as for the 10 commandments, I don't want to hear at all. Is it Moses who wrote the 10? No, I don't want to. So much of God's work happens through people who are wretched. Yes. So you have to be careful with your criticism. Sometimes God even allows you to see this so that it's a test for you. Yeah, to see whether you will open your big mouth, all right, and be eliminated from all future anointings and all future ministries. Now, some of you are wondering, what does this got to do with others? You will find out. Yes. So you have to be very careful. One time I was in a vision or a trance. I hear that a trance is when you are the star of the vision. So I was in the vision and I was walking on a field, open plains, and there was no one in sight. I was with 2 friends, one on my left, one on my right. And as we were walking, I was chatting with my friends. One was on my right, one was, and I started to tell them something And I said something about a man of God that, wasn't favorable. You know, one day I was preaching, God said to me, I was going to give an example of something. And God spoke to me, said, don't give an example that is not a good example using your father. Yes, don't use your father as an example of something that is not good. In my preaching, he said, don't mention your father's name or say something that's not good as an example. Like you are trying to give an example of somebody who sleeps a lot or somebody who eats a lot or somebody. Don't use your father. Use somebody else. Don't use your father. Yes. So I said in the vision, I told my friend something. Suddenly, far away in a mountain, an animal, which I've not yet seen one like that before, moved in the mountain. And I heard it from where I was very far. It just moved. It seemed to come alive and started walking and walked down the mountain. In the vision, it walked down like this. It was blackish, brownish, blackish. And walk. It never ran. Just walking. You see, when something is coming for you, it doesn't have to run. Yeah. And it walked like this. Walked. And it was walking. Then I kept looking back because I could also sense that something was coming. And finally, the thing came right up to behind me. So I turned around. My friends also turned around. And there was this creature, animal, right there. Then the animal jumped straight into my chest. And I screamed. And I woke up. And the Lord said, next time, don't say anything about anybody of my servants. Because every time you criticize, you activate demons and evil powers to come for you. Sicknesses, diseases, wickedness, evil. This is what Miriam and Aaron did. That's how come as soon as Miriam spoke against Moses, she called forth leprosy, which was that was the cancer of that day. And it came to her. You know, in those days we had TBN and all these TV stations. Sometimes when I look at the pastors, when they are preaching, I say, what is this man saying? And I realized that the television was becoming a source of temptation. Because every time I look at these people preach, I said, no. So that is how come I started watching wildlife. Yes. Because when I watch the leopards and the lions and I criticize them, nothing happens to me. But if I watch this pastor preaching and then I say something, for instance, that some demons are coming to catch me. So now I'm an expert of leopard, lions, all these are what I watch all the time. Yeah. So don't bother. Listen, God knows how to kill his own pastors. If he's tired of them, he'll kill them. That's it. It's not, you cannot kill, you cannot spoil. You see someone say, I'll finish you. I saw one lady, she went to have an affair with the pastor. You know, I can finish you. I saw one wife, she said, I finished you. I finish you. I'm going to divorce you, and that's, you see, your whole ministry is over. I've seen it a number of times. People think, let me tell you, you can finish nothing. If God hasn't finished somebody, there is nothing you can never finish the person. Nothing, you cannot finish anybody. So look at your neighbor and see whether there's any wickedness that has come on the person due to criticizing.